Welcome to our do-it-yourself can rotating system. I had the concept for this from Pinterest, and I will put a link to that site below. We decided to take their design and make it our own, if you will, kind of kick it up a notch. This is going to be a two-tiered canned system so that we can have more of a variety of canned goods. We started out with a pretty thick piece of board here, and this was $26 at Lowe's. My husband's cut it to our specs for our pantry space, 44 1/4 wide by 48 tall. We kind of came up with that number for the space we had allowed and what size of cans we wanted to be able to store. Because not all cans are created equal. You will find that Hunt's is a little bit taller than any of your canned green beans. Also Rotel soups, they're even smaller. As far as our construction goes, we have a 1x4 here, and then this is a 1x2. And this is our can lip. We feel like this is going to be adequate to keep the cans in place. There will be some trim going on here, which you'll see later in the video. Pre-drilled, glued, and screwed the can lips for extra support.
You said glued and screwed.
Glued and screwed, that's cool. We're still working on the bottom of our board. This is where our kind of can lip is going, or can rollout. I don't know what you want to call that. Gluing, then he's going to put the clamps on, drill, and screw. Because our board is a little bit warped, so he's going to try to do it all at once. We measured down to 24, centered it, clamped it on, and we are going to drill and screw. We didn't put any glue on.
We better put some glue on.
Yes, let's put some glue on there.
Okay.
Alrighty. For our slots here, we used 1x4s. However, we cut them down to be 3 inches. That's going to allow for a really streamlined order of the cans. They won't be shifting. And even though our soup cans are a little bit narrower, I still think that's going to be just fine. Okay, when you get down to the point where you're actually figuring out your width of your cans, your boards, and how exactly you're going to organize this, don't forget to give yourself an extra 1/8 of an inch width on the cans, because the cans, even within the same brand, can often vary, and you do not want it pardon me, go through all of this and have cans that will be really tough to get in or out. We did have 1 or 2 boards that were that way, so we just hit them with the sandpaper. Well, it's actually a power sander, because, you know, the boards may not even be exactly accurate themselves. Looks like everything's going to fit perfectly. We're going to get busy screwing in the rest of these boards, and then we'll move on to our top half. For the top tier, we have drilled and placed 1 screw at an angle at the bottom, and then of course at the top there will be 2 screws holding each board in place. That should be adequate support for the 7 cans that each row holds. We have placed our first couple of pieces of trim. They are 15 and 7/8 inches long. That's the size that works for us in order to be able to place our cans in and take them out. We also did stand this on end and tested that the system's going to work, and it will. So now we're just going to use the nail gun and shoot the rest of these trim pieces on. We have all of our trim pieces on, and my husband added an addition of just little pieces of trim just to kick out the cans when they roll forward. So now our next step is to do some hole filling and paint.